guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 in.
Now, I don't know if I'm pretty sure y'all remember her, right? This is former In Vogue member Dawn Robinson. She was a member of the group In Vogue back in the day. She's no longer a part of that group. They've moved on. They're still performing. They have a new member. I just seen them not too long ago in concert. They're still performing. She's no longer a part of the group because she realized that some of the things within the group was not right, and she separated herself from that. And ever since that, from what I gather, she's been having difficulties. I'm gonna get into what I think, but let's go ahead and play the clip.
Interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful.
Yes, 3 years, Rick. She did say 3 years. Let's continue.
Until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. You can't read someone else's mind. You can't figure them out. They got to figure themselves out. So I was like, let me get out of here. Sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA because it's getting ready to be fire in Vegas. You need to come back. I love LA. So I said, okay. And he said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. And he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys. I was like, no, this is unacceptable, because every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there, and so I would take video and send it to him. And he's like, no, oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I'm like, dude, I'm the one who has to live here. And it's way cheaper than the hotel. I told my assistant one day, I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars.
Yeah, the van life too. There's a whole community of van life where people live in their cars and their vans. And a lot of them do videos on it. Those van life, homeless videos, they get lots of views. And I think a lot of times some of these celebrities, they've been celebrities for so long, they don't know how to capitalize on stuff like that. If you're having a hard time, if it's money or whatever, and you're famous, you have opportunities. You can start a YouTube channel, talk about it, especially if you're open to it and you're telling people that you've been homeless, so you're open to it. Make videos about it. You'll get a lot of views and you can make a lot of money. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
The whole community of people that live in their RVs, and the whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing. I just thought, wow, these people, I can do that. I could do this, I think. And I ended up in my car, and it's been, like I said, 3 years.
So that was the end of it, you guys. Listen, I'm not surprised by this at one bit. I always say, listen, some people are shocked, some people are not, because she's a singer, and she's been famous for years. She was in the group Lucy Pearl with Raphael Sadiq. She was a member of that group as well. They did pretty well. She left that group, but she was with that group. She was with In Vogue for years. So people know who she is. The advantage of being a famous person and people know your face and they know your name is that you can get a little bit further than people without a name. You know what I'm saying? Like people who don't have that famous name attached to them. You can get a little bit further. But a lot of times the old celebrities, from what I've seen, a lot of times they're not used to the new way of doing things. They're not used to social media. They're not used to, TikTok and all of these things, and it's hard for them to connect in that way because they're used to the old Hollywood, the old way of doing stuff where it has to be a big commotion. They don't know how to. They feel like going to YouTube is a downplaying them or not, not as big or whatever. They don't know how to do that. And I think sometimes it works against them when it can work to their advantage, especially if you are having money problems or if you have where you need some cash or whatever. There's ways that you can, use your situation to get ahead. And a lot of them just aren't used to doing things that way. And I think especially the old celebrities, because they come up in a time without any of this, with no social media, with any of it. So they only know one way. And I understand that.